We are live. Hello, people. Hello, people. Welcome to Chat Her Up. Today, we are going to recap Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 5. It was called, I thought this was cute, Waiting to Ex-Wife.
Is that the title?
That's the name of this. I think their titles on all the shows are so shady.
Yeah, sometimes
They're creative. Like somebody sits, it has a job to do
they come
something
up with some
like
cool
this.
titles.
Yeah.
Who's waiting to be ex-wife though?
I think
Sunny?
they're referencing
Sunny?
yeah, not
Okay.
Sunny.
No?
I didn't even think about it from that angle.
Yeah.
Oh I was thinking Destiny.
Well, she
But when you
don't
think
need
about it
an
like that, they basically said, that is so shady. That is so true. That is hilarious. I hate when I'll catch stuff like that.
Cause you know, let's talk how long this gonna last.
It's just like I was arguing with somebody in one of the Jersey groups because I had called one of the guys on there. I said he looked like the shrunken head of Beetlejuice, and this lady that must have been kind of following me or whatever, or remembered, and she tried to bring it up in a conversation. She was like, "You said the man looked like Fester from the monster." It was so funny because I said, "Oh my God, that is even better." I was like, "That is
A
even better,"
mess.
because that's not what I said, but that's better.
A mess when you get to thinking
Anyway.
about it.
Right. It's so funny. So I don't know if we have a chapstick moment of the week from Huntsville, do we? You do? Girl, it's all kind of tea. Go on and spell it.
What tea?
What we was talking about earlier.
Stormy in there?
Yeah, that's from Huntsville.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, so here, this is what I've been seeing all day. Apparently, Queen Sheba, who's a YouTube blogger, she's pretty popular. Apparently, her personal information has been shared publicly by someone that doesn't know her.
Because they
Hold on.
allegedly found her
What is
real
he?
name.
What? Ricky? Sorry.
Mommy, you're not
Um,
muted.
I'm talking.
Oh.
Sorry, Joy. Okay.
Mhm.
Somebody, never mind. Something just happened. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. They threw me off with that. Go ahead, Joy. I'm sorry.
It,
What,
it was
what,
something about the blogger
what did I do that
Sheba
for? Okay,
and
Queen Sheba. Yes, Queen Sheba is. She believes that her personal information have been doxed, based on information she's heard another blogger say, and the information included the person's name, Queen Sheba's name, um, and it's her real name. Bye bye. What we know about her is only through her blog. We see Queen Sheba.
is she a
Apparently,
person or avatar or
she's
anything
a
like that?
no, she's a person.
Oh, okay.
She shows herself. Hold on just a second. I'm sorry.
I don't know all the details. I just know that there is something to do with some bloggers, two different
Yes.
bloggers.
Yeah.
One, yeah, go ahead. One we've mentioned in the past.
Yeah, so
I
he's been in a lot of people's business the way it sounds, and
yeah,
so apparently he's done some lives, and her personal information was put out there, including her name. And the only way this personal information would have gotten out there is if somebody that knew her personally told him. Because again, Queen Sheba is her YouTube name. That's not a real name. But
I
yet
got
this other particular blogger made a live where he was going off about some things that were specific to what was happening to her. And there's absolutely no way that he could not have been talking about her. So, and where he might have gotten the personal information from, according to what Queen Sheba says, is from Canvas Beauty, because she ordered some products from Canvas Beauty and she never received the products. But Canvas Beauty does still have her real information on there. So when this other blogger was
oh
talking, Yeah. And he said on one of his lives, I have seen the information for myself. So don't, just because you hear somebody say they never received her product, because this lady says, Queen Sheba says she's never received her Canvas Beauty products ever. So when the other blogger was doing a live saying, don't believe everybody that says they're not getting their products, because they are getting it. I have seen it with my own eyes. Well, the only way you would see something with your own eyes that was ordered from Canvas Beauty, according to Queen Sheba, is if you're getting it from Canvas Beauty or from Stormy Steele. All this is alleged based on what she believed. So she had a live and she showed receipts for days. Um, and it really does appear that they have doxed her. And she's planning to take it all the way wherever it goes. I was kind of shocked, though, Joy, to hear her sharing her proof.
Well, I don't know. I told you I'm so sick of look, I'm a vlogger and I am so sick of these
Mm-hmm.
bloggers running the narrative on the show. Because while
Yeah.
this isn't on the show now, we are these stories write themselves. We'll be hearing about this because this would be an argument.
Yeah.
I heard you telling people information and it does have some show issues because
Mm-hmm.
somebody was fired this year. I mean, you could say rightfully so. I'm not arguing whether or not Kiki should have stayed or not. But Kiki was fired because of something that a blogger, her interaction with bloggers.
Why do you say she was fired?
The whole, I mean, girl, have you seen that in another episode? They made sure they had them two conversations in one episode, so they have to pay her for that one. Kiki
Yeah,
ain't been. She's
she
not been.
she
And
hasn't
I
always
mean,
been in every episode.
but she's not. What's her name? Melanie all but said thank you for your services.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of episodes, she said everything,
Mm-hmm.
but
So you don't think she's coming back at all?
no, absolutely not. I don't. They made sure they paid. They tied up that end. They probably filmed those two scenes 10 weeks apart, but they made it in one episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, yeah, the bloggers, certain bloggers out there are a little bit too close for comfort, as it seems. And so it's kind of messing up the show. But that's it. That's a
Yeah,
chapstick
that's what I
moment.
said. I told you, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a step back on that blogger and certain groups on purpose because it's too toxic and it muddies everything.
Yeah.
It just kind of muddies everything. It takes away the appeal of reality TV.
Right.
I
Right.
I'll give you an example. We could talk about a little bit about this episode. I heard an entire narrative that makes so much sense to me about this whole Sunny and uh Moses thing. Because since we're gonna start talking about Moses,
Yeah,
but
share that because I didn't agree with what you
yeah,
wrote. So share. Let me understand.
I didn't write that. He wrote that long one he wrote to me. He basically he thinks that because I'm on the other end, but I could
Mm-hmm.
feel what he was saying. There was this guy in this group. I was kind of having a backwards and forward where we weren't arguing anything, but we was having a nice little, difference of opinion kind of conversation. Anyway, at some point he was just like, this is what he thinks about because I was arguing this issue, all of this this conflict to me, I felt like Destiny wasn't at fault because according to both of them were faking a relationship with her at some point. Because Moses admits that he was done with her in April when she didn't come for his birthday. So that's clear. I already know that. I get that. But even she's saying, but you was still sending me money in August. Now, mind you, him and Sonny was married by December, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So if because this is all in the year's frame, but at some point
Excuse
he
me.
didn't want to be with her, but he was still dealing with her. Guys do that. We know that a lot of times, and we do it sometimes with men. He done checked out. He doing interviews, making her look like a straight up side chick. He literally said in an interview, and this is not a voice interview. This is his body, unless it's AI. Because sometimes I'm like, did he really say that? He's claiming that Destiny knew he had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny was still willing to be his side chick for the last 15 years.
Well, he didn't say the last 15 years
Yes,
because
well, he said 15 years.
they've been off
He
and on
did
for
say
15 years.
15. He
Off,
said
yes,
15 years.
they have been on and off for 15 years. Yes, they have. But he said when they started to get close, when what he said, even I think when he was even at dinner with her, or whatever, he said, we were headed in that direction, but it kind of felt like I was going on my own. So when he did at one point start trying to be exclusive, so
And
when
that's,
they had that
oh,
moment where they tried to be exclusive. So she was married. She was married. He's been married before. So they have been on and off. But I don't think when he thought in his mind he was getting serious, I don't think he was saying other people then. But to hear that come out of Sonny's mouth, I mean, wasn't she the side chick then? She
it's
said it
so
even on
weird.
the show. He's
If
out here
the,
dating multiple people. So and
if
she
the,
dated him still.
all right. If these people are then truly fell in love, and this is a pure love, this great love, this godly love, they are sure trying to make the spinster over there look bad. It don't make sense to me. You don't have to call that girl you won, right? Why call her a side chick? You got a queen. Why is it necessary to downplay what you had with Destiny in order to have moved on?
Yeah.
That's the part that makes me feel like what this guy said. He believes that Destiny, this guy, Moses, and Sonny all cooped this together.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
And I'm not saying that it's true. Basically, he's saying that all of this is fake. He said they getting their story wrong and everything. He said at some point, she said, he said something about naming his son Justice or something. She said it was a daughter. And then somebody else was saying, he said, he made a couple of backwards and forwards with me about inconsistencies in our stories that didn't make sense. He said he felt like also the fact that Sunny has a doctorate in filming and that she does production and writes stories for Tubi movies. He literally said this to me. So he said this girl has created this story that they were doing all of those pictures and stuff on Instagram to sell this story.
Yeah.
That all
Yeah.
of this, that she wasn't really with Moses, that all of this was just a straight up plan, and it's crumbly. He said it's crumbly. And I love talking to men about this show. And
I
I not
don't. I think it makes them sound stupid.
Yeah. And it makes them sound silly, and or her worried about what she had on. Like what? What
What was
they
up with
do that?
that? I mean, like that was like the first thing. Wait a minute, but before she made that, did you hear the comment about him being wet, but not because of her?
Yes.
I mean, do we need to hear that? And so
Yes.
then the whole what was she wearing thing to me that it feels like she is insecure a little bit when
Definitely.
you instantly go to find out what did the ex have on. But here's what I
Did
will
she
say
wait a
after.
minute? Did she have
Hmm.
on heels? Did she have on heels?
And then he said she had on a onesie or something. I'm like, you know what? He got her outfit a onesie, just like a onesie dress or something with some heels. Yeah, she was cute.
She
She
did. Did
was.
she have? She had on a two piece.
Did she?
I'm looking at it. It looked like it's two pieces.
I
Maybe it
don't
was.
remember it from the
Wait a minute.
arms up. So
She's sitting down most of the
yeah,
episode,
yeah.
so I don't know if I even see. Does she ever stand up? I thought he left, not her.
He did leave.
Yeah. Then I don't even know if you see what she got on. If
Yeah.
it's a onesie, because I thought I saw some skin, but they could have been her arm.
Hmm.
But
So here's my take on this whole Sonny and Moses thing. I don't think it was a setup planned by all three of them, but I do think listening to Moses, he is just at a point in his life where he really does want to move on and get a family. And when he was saying, now I might be getting some of the show part mixed up with the after show he did with on the Carlos King page, but not with Carlos King's, but the other blogger, the one that works with Ebony K. Williams. You know who I'm talking about? Dustin. Dustin is his name. So
hmm
he did a live with Dustin, and he explained, and he also said this to Destiny, that he was always there to help her. He would send her money and do whatever he needed to do. Um, but it didn't feel like she was ever doing anything to make things more permanent. As far as, because he said, how long can you rent a building to become somebody else's store? Right? He says at one point, hold on just a second.
Your keys on the floor.
Okay, thank you. He said,
I didn't know you wanted. I thought you wanted some air.
One ketchup bottle, so you don't have to open it at the top.
Sorry,
the ketchup,
So anyway, I think I know where she's going. There is a lot of talk around whether or not Moses has the things that he said, because obviously he was ready to, I mean, simply put, he was ready to be married and he didn't think Destiny was marriage material. I don't think that's anything wrong with any man saying that's because picking a wife should be an important decision. If you don't think it was too much going on with her at the time and it just at some point you wanted to bow out, I think he's 100% legit for his reasonings for not wanting to continue a relationship with her.
Yeah.
That's not an issue. My issue is men tend to bow out way before they actually say something. So even if you're looking at the dates that they presented, he's very clear. By April, his birthday, if he's feeling like I want some attention, you ain't giving me none. And look, I get it. You got a son and you're going through this and this and this, and you can't give it to me. I have a right to move on. That's he has every right to say that at any point.
100%. I agree.
So that's not an issue. My issue is I don't think, it doesn't feel like she knew that. He may have said it himself, just because, again, men aren't great communicators.
Especially him.
Men tend to bow out way before they let us know. They done with us, but we still thinking we in a relationship.
Right.
Even if it's hanging on by a thread. We tend to think we still together. How many times has that happened? It happens daily with women. Men are great communicators. So they see something over here, maybe they start cheating. They doing everything to make you want to leave. That's what men tend to do. They don't want to be the one to lead. They don't want to be the bad guy because too many men have walked out of their life. So they okay with a woman walking out. So they do stupid stuff to make us respond, and then we break up. That's usually what has happened. And it seems like that April and that August is the same situation. He checked out in April at his birthday party when he was alone, and she was still hanging on with a thread when she called you and asked you for the light bill money.
Yeah.
So but my point on both ends, even with the issue with Sonny, is that Sonny is saying, I was a producer. Part of my job as a producer is to really get to know the person.
Exactly.
So she's thinking, you're my friend. You're the lines, I thought lines are pretty blurred. That's what it seems like to me. If you emailing me, hey sis, love you sis, check you, all of this. We're not just workers. We're not just co-workers. I never did that with none of my co-workers, and I'm almost going to retire.
Yeah. So Stormy is kind of more the shady one, if you ask me.
Who?
Stormy? I mean, not Stormy, correction.
You mean Sonny? On both ends. I just weave this to say, I just weave this whole long story to say, Destiny is still the innocent person here. Because it's not her fault that Moses didn't want to be with her no more, but she feel her. And it ain't her fault that she thinking she got a real sis over here and all you doing is your job. Both people were faking relationships with her at some point. And that's kind of these are jacked up people. Good luck, call Portia. How you lose them is how you get it. How you got them is how you lose them. That's what it's saying.
Yeah. That's true.
That's crazy to me. They really played that girl. That's why I said I kind of hope it's not true because these are two jacked up people.
It's true. I wish we could hear. I don't know what else we'll get to see this season, but it would be nice to hear and see Destiny really kind of turn things around on a positive note.
It
Just
would be.
because, yeah, she seems to struggle a lot. And it seems
Mhm.
like, I think, and Moses kind of admitted it. Some of that struggle was the reason he kind of backed away
I
also,
mean,
because,
she had a lot
yeah,
going on then.
a whole lot. So you
I
can't
mean,
argue with that.
I wouldn't want to be involved with that either. That's why,
Yeah,
unfortunately, I'd be like the same thing with Mel. Like, it does prohibit you from moving on. I
it
don't
really
like the girl,
does.
but I get that. Or because it ain't too many dudes that's gonna stick around for this kind of craziness. Not
And,
the case, not
yeah.
the caliber of guy she wants to attract. I would assume she would want to
Oh
attract.
yeah, and speaking of a guy that she wants to attract, something else. He said this on that live that he did with Dustin. He was asked what he thought about Destiny's ex-husband. What's his name?
Who?
Destiny's ex-husband,
I know who said that though.
Moses. Moses was
Oh,
asked
most what he
what
thought about
he
Laboric.
thought
What'd he
about
say?
LeBeric. He says, I mean, he was okay, but I knew that he wasn't Destiny's type.
Well, they're trying to say that he was messing with Destiny when she all of a sudden then married that dude. And I was like, that
I,
girl, so you telling me the whole time they had been taking IVF for all that time and she was messing with somebody else?
I don't
It's,
believe that.
and all I kept thinking is that other rumor that I heard, and this is
What?
I don't even know if I should I say this?
What
I
is
don't
it?
even know if it's the rumor that surrounded around, I won't say it, but it's the rumor that is surrounded around why people felt like LeBeric didn't want to have anything to do with their son
Oh,
initially.
what?
And yeah, so if you listen to earlier interviews that Destiny did after
Mm-hmm.
they divorced,
Mm-hmm.
she did interviews and she could talk without talking. So she couldn't say his name or what he did, but she could tell you what was done to her. It was some specific language in his cease and desist, or what they negotiated. So she couldn't mention his name. And I don't know if it was a negotiation or her the lawyers negotiate. I don't know how they went, but it was very specific things that she couldn't say about their divorce.
And you think
Alleged,
you know what some of that is?
yes, but some of it was that she said was like he wouldn't hold the baby while she was in the shower. He didn't want to have nothing to do with the baby initially. It was almost as if, and this was not said,
He checked out.
it can't, no,
She
he didn't
said
know.
that.
Okay, I'm going to say it like this. Allegedly, and this is not, I don't know nothing. I'm just repeating what the rumors are. I don't know if this is true or not, but allegedly the rumor was he didn't know who the child's father was.
Okay.
And
I
that's
have
why
not
he was
heard
so
that.
standoffish. And Moses
Wow.
kind of adds credence to a little of this. So I'll tell you that much. Um, Uh, and allegedly he didn't know who the father was. And that's
Okay.
why he was so standoffish. Once he found out that he was the father, he's a stand-up type dad. And when your baby is an infant anyway and you break up with your wife and they nursing, you ain't gonna see that baby not with that mother. You know what I
I
mean?
never, yeah, yeah, yeah. I never heard that rumor. That's funny.
Oh gosh, it's so deep. I just can't tell it. It was people putting girl. Y'all have to
What?
find that interview. There is a interview that Destiny did.
Uh-huh.
It was after that one season. She couldn't really talk about him in any way. It was the season that he was supposed to come on, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He bowed out. She did an interview and she talked about things that were going on in her marriage. And she specifically talked about how something happened during their pregnancy, because even in the hospital she said that he was like, we can't continue this, we got to do better. And he was like, I agree. And the fact that he served her divorce papers, I
Three
think it was
weeks later.
5 weeks
Three.
postpartum, yeah, 3 weeks postpartum, Like, what
Yeah.
man who's had his first son would serve his wife
Right.
uh
Divorce papers
divorce
through and
papers?
seeing.
Now he might check out mentally. A lot of men do. I've never known a black man that would want to be out of a house with his brand new firstborn son.
Right.
That bad. Something bad had to happen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do.
So that's what the argument is. And I'll tell you more when we hang up here. But I know y'all had to have heard that these people got deep. Now, these were people that were also assuming based off of like the things that she was describing, which
Mm-hmm.
didn't make sense to me. It was just things that she said didn't make sense to me. That I just have never known a black man to do of his caliber.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't no
Mm-hmm.
hood dude. This her
Yeah.
husband was he works at Boeing and has his
Yeah.
own big family business. He's just a stand-up guy. Even Destiny said this is the guy that wakes up every morning and barbecues for his family business, drop it off, and then go work a 9 to 5 at Boeing every day.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of a little bit of what Moses meant when Moses said that he didn't seem like his type, because he was kind of the one that he was from the other side of the tracks. Let me say that. I wonder how they met, but it don't matter. It don't matter.
Who was from the other side of the tracks?
Liberic, the way Moses was talking when he said he didn't seem like his type. So maybe her type, in his opinion, is more hood, and he wasn't from that side of the hood.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, what else happened?
So they had this whole scene of Melanie and this little pink party that I guess her
Mm-hmm.
real friends came to.
Sharnita.
Yeah, I
Well, did she write a book or something? The labels that Melody had there as decoration. What did it say? Where is the
where is
love or
Mr. Right? Where is Mr. Right was one of them because I'm
was
looking
that
at
a
it.
book that Shanita wrote or anything like that? Was that specific to anything? Do you know?
I have no idea. I don't know none of them people. I tried to watch this twice and it was
Okay.
bad both times. I tried to watch it. It was a fluff scene. It
Yeah.
was a
Well,
fluff episode. I don't get it. I don't know these girls. I wasn't interested in what they was talking about.
yeah.
And I tried to watch it twice, and I was thinking, did I miss something? And then I tried to watch it again. I don't know them.
Yeah, I just watched it once. I couldn't even try a second time. That's just kind of went in the wrong direction for me. Um, yeah. All right. So what happened next? Are we over to the stupid the workout lady yet? What is up with that storyline? What is going on?
Whose storyline? Oh,
The workout lady.
girl, I'm look. Ah!
What in the world?
Let me
What
figure.
is
Let me
happening
say
with
this.
that?
When they can show this is proof. This little scene that the workout lady Martell and Stormy did. This is
Mm-hmm.
proof to show you how they can really make something out of nothing on the previews. Because when they did the trailer, we was like, they Martell has slept with another person on
Right.
the
Right. Right.
and when it was absolutely nothing. It was so strange because Martell didn't catch his lines. He didn't know if he was supposed to pretend like he didn't know her or not. You
Right.
could tell that that's what he
The
was
scripted
processing
part,
that he
child. I
couldn't
can't.
say. I didn't know if I wasn't supposed to tell you I ain't know you or not.
So she is just connected to his brother,
Yes,
not to him. So why
correct.
did Carlos do that just to make the season premiere tease look good, and then you get like
Absolutely.
it's ridiculous. So you're gonna need something
Absolutely.
better to follow up on that to make it hold, and this ain't it.
And it still was weird. The
Yeah,
conversations, it was just so weird. It was like,
that's why Stormy was looking like what the hell?
it was so awkward. I think something happened with his brother that Martell was trying to prevent from saying. You know how because his brother was a mess.
Yeah, he was.
So he probably was stumped for words. Like you bump into your brother's old girlfriend and he may have dogged or did whatever. We don't know what's going on, or because I'm still trying to figure out how they got hired.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've lived in Huntsville. I lived in
Because
Huntsville almost 3 years. I know it's some more interesting people. They seem like nice
exactly.
people, and
I
they
mean,
are
they
welcome to
do.
come in as a friend of the show.
But she's still married.
Yeah, this is insane.
She is still married. So when she's still married to somebody else, she's living with the new boyfriend. They made it sound like she was sleeping with Martell when it's really Martell's brother. I mean, it just I don't know what they're trying to pull from that. But so far it's nothing good. Why do we want to know about somebody who's been with Martell's brother? I don't okay.
And it seems like he didn't know where to go. Like
He was lost.
yeah, like it genuinely looked like I didn't know I was supposed to know I knew you. And then, but she did say she had lost 100 pounds. So I could see me looking at somebody a couple of times.
Oh, okay. Did she
She
say
did,
that?
yeah, she said I'm about 99 pounds lighter. I don't know if those were the literal numbers or if she was using hyperbole. I don't know. But I assume she's
Why was it
lost a
so
lot of
awkward to
weight.
her? I mean, because she even made it feel awkward, scared to hold her head up and look right. I'm like, something is going on. I
I
don't like
said
it.
that too. It's so weird. I have
Yeah,
no idea what's going on. Yeah, I don't either. It was like all the scenes y'all want to cut the good scenes, but want
yeah.
to keep this awkwardness in. Because the good scene, we be wanting to hear more of that.
And this right here just ain't it. I'm like, okay, all
Yeah.
right. I'm still wondering if Tiffany's ready to come back yet because we need a
No,
little excitement.
no. At least she'd say something stupid by now.
Yeah, she would have. Mm. Joe, what else happened? I think that was it.
Yeah, it was okay.
Oh my God, I can't.
Um it wasn't that big of a deal. Tisha talking to that lady, that wait lady, she looked like she
Mm-hmm.
beat somebody up too. She said something to her, and I don't even think she heard. She don't be hearing herself when she speaks. I can't remember. She said something to her. What did she say to her? It had something to do with
What did Tisha say to her?
Tisha said something
You got that
about
body. She said, that body. You got that body.
no, she
Get new
said something to
body.
her that was so off in that exchange. It had something to do
About her
with
not being friends with Stormy?
yes. It had something to do with how she was saying. She said, "Well, you can something." She said, "Oh God, I can't remember." And I said I was gonna remember. I cannot remember, but it was something she said was off, and I just shook my head. I said, "That's Tisha. She can't go a whole scene." What did you think about Sunday asking Moses? Oh, we already talked about that. What that girl was wearing and stuff.
I mean,
I,
but I mean, let's talk about it. And first of all, what was okay, what was she wearing? What?
people was
I'm just
talking
gonna shut
about that
up.
too. Thomas.
I
I don't.
know. And was that a closure up top or was that just some strips trying to be added in with the real hair? Did you pay attention to that?
I was looking at it now. I
So
don't
is it
know.
like a closure or is it because they got the weave now where you can put that little hot glue gun stick up in there and then put the hot light on and it sticks in better, but you
I
can't
think
do it.
a lot of this is her real hair mixed with weave. I think the front part,
Hmm.
it may have been a half wig too, because you can see two textures looking at the
Right,
screen. I'm
right.
surprised she wouldn't know that. She behind the cameras.
Yeah, but she was behind the camera looking for somebody else's husband. She wasn't really paying attention to what I'm just
But I
saying.
will say this though. Moses is tasty.
Ain't he the joy? Okay.
He's a
He is. He's
he's
like
a nice looking man. I don't know where he
listen.
was in St. Louis because I don't know how old he is. I don't have no friends his age. How old you think he is?
Um, he's probably 37, 38.
Oh,
He
you think
young,
he closer to 40? I got some. I
but he
don't know.
spent a lot of time in jail too.
Did he?
Yeah, so he spent some time in jail. He spent a lot of time in jail, and he said what kept him going is because before he got arrested, he had bought some rental properties. And so he said, fortunately for him, he was able to maintain those rental properties. And he still had a little left over when he got out of jail so that he could, kind of keep moving instead of stepping all the way back. And it sounded like he was thinking Destiny and her exposure would have been able to help him. He's not trying to come back to the streets and be a teenager robbing folks. He's really trying to move forward. And I really think he thought Destiny was going to help him. When he saw she wouldn't, then here comes Sonny. But yeah, he spent time in jail.
No, you didn't say it. That's probably the truth too. So you right. He'd have moved on to bigger fish. Hey,
that is in his
look, women do it all the time.
All the time. It was a part of his every conversation. So I swear, I was like, okay, I ain't even mad at him no more.
I can't even be mad at that assessment because
he was making some sense.
All the time.
Yeah, he talks a little slow though, not slow but slow. Right? Isn't
you mean me? I see her and I that ain't English.
Who you didn't see
St. Louis before. We got a country grab up here.
I could not even. Oh my God, he's just hilarious. But he talks a little different. But I listen. His goals are out there. He knows what he wants. He's going to get it. So I can't say anything else to him about it. Okay. It is what it is. Woo, child. Okay. Oh, but wait. Oh, did you see the pictures that somebody posted of her from one of her Tubi movies?
Oh,
Sonny.
Oh no, but I knew that guy said that I was telling you he's a producer. They said that girl selling Tubi movies. That's why he believes this is all fake. It sounds almost so ridiculous. He said, just keep on watching. Is one if they are gonna every time they on the show, they just wanted to bring Destiny back. And this lady has just helped her. And she getting her man some a little money too. That this was all cooked up. It's starting to make more and more sense to me.
I just don't believe that. That don't make no sense.
Okay.
I don't get it. But listen, I just sent you some pictures. Because when I first saw it, and then somebody's comment right above me made me think, oh my God. They said the only thing was missing was the bleached blonde.
Girl, that is her. What movie was this?
I don't know, but what's the one with the ball cap on?
She playing a stripper in one?
A stripper in one, and then the ball cap looked like she's a Queen Latifah extra in the movie Set It Off. Like she was the extra.
Mm-hmm. That is hilarious. And what makes it so bad, I saw those pictures. Mm-hmm. Now they look familiar. And I just kept on scrolling. I didn't even read the text that came with it. But I've seen a couple of people post them.
I'm going to have to go watch that because anyway. I hope.
Wait a minute. And this new couple, before we finish, because I think that's pretty much it. Like, why?
Like, why?
Because they are so scandalous. Like, for real. Because both of them look like they strong as oxes. Like they both
nice
look
body.
like
I don't know if you pay attention
both of them do. I said both of them have bodies. They look like they could snap anybody in half. I feel bad if somebody piss her off. And it seemed like she's just filled with rage.
But what do you think? Okay. Listen, people cheat every day, whether they know it or not. I get it. But how do you get bold enough to come on a TV show while married to another man, but you're on here with your boyfriend? Where do they do that at? I mean, Carlos ain't playing, is he? Like, for real. Hey, so then I remember that was on the first episode, I think. And I had to rewind to be like, did she say she's married?
Yeah.
What are you doing on the show? Why are you here without your husband? I don't understand it. Now, do I need to go rewatch something? Did you catch why she's there?
No, I don't understand this couple. That's why I keep saying, what's up with this? I'm like, all the people in Huntsville, they had to be picked because they're so scandalous, and
And yeah,
they
yeah.
willing to scandal and let us take a ride
And
for the
she,
show. And I
yeah.
all I keep saying is that dude look like he can bench press 350 pounds with one arm. Can you imagine him popping off at Martell? He don't seem like he eat. I don't know if he's quick to get angry, but she seems like she wants situation from popping. Every time she, I'm serious. Every time she talk about her, it's almost like she probably exercised to help carve that. She got a lot going on emotionally.
Yeah,
And
she
she
does.
came across this good dude, and he might be a good dude. He seemed like he in touch with his emotions, and he seemed like a good guy. He want to be
He
with you.
does. He does. And he talked about how she reminds him a little bit of his mother.
Yeah.
She,
I'm always
said she
creeped
had a
out
lot
when
of
dudes say
traits.
that. Don't
Me
tell me.
too, Joy.
I
Me
be like,
too.
don't tell me that though. That you tell me that many years
Yeah.
later, or maybe when your mama gone. I don't know. I hate to say when your mom gone, but yeah, that would creep me out. Like,
Me too. And I can't even really explain why, but I don't want to remind you of your mother.
and the only time, because my whole way is there's a nicer way for a man to say, "You remind me of your mother."
Or
It's just
something less
I mean,
creepy.
you can say, I love that you're so nurturing and cared. I feel cared for. That's really all a man is saying. If he thinks highly of his mother and you remind him of that, and he that's really what he wants to say. He wants to say that you care for him, you nurture him, he can depend on you. But instead of saying that, you remind me of my mama. Dude, that's creepy. It's not you. So that's why I said men aren't always good at communicating. We're not the best communicators. We think we communicate,
Yeah.
but I can respect we do talk more about our emotions than men do.
Yeah,
But
we do. We
and I
do.
I do think we're a little bit better at communication.
Yeah.
Not that we're the best though.
And he does have a nice body. I mean, when he took his shirt off, I'm just saying. But I still don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Mm-mm.
But we gonna see it, I guess, play out. But this episode, it was kind of okay. I'll give it a 5.
Oh yeah, we didn't even rank. I give it a 6.
Yeah,
I think that's the only time I've ever given a rating on any show higher than what you gave.
yeah, probably because the
Yeah.
only although I did enjoy a little bit of Destiny kind of airing it out with Moses,
Yeah.
it wasn't really. It felt like a fluff episode, and that's fine.
Cool. Oh, so what do you think about the rating?
All right, I think that's it with Huntsville.
What do you think about the rating, Joy? Can you hear me?
Uh-uh. You moving it. You moving the microphone
All right. What about now?
a little. Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think about the ratings being low?
I mean, it's not very interesting, and I think people were very turned off at the beginning of this season with Martell and Melanie. Like you
Yeah.
can say whatever you want. The arrest wasn't. Yes, what he did was against the law. Yes, he has since been found guilty. Yes, people can say he has a right. She had a right to do it, and he what he did is illegal. I'm definitely not gonna sit up here and argue with that. And that was her choice to call. Okay, but I think a lot of people were turned off about that. Like they take this too far. Like they're sick of them arguing. Like at some point, you two have to um, be able to be cordial to one another. And I think people are wondering is the show is the more of the issue. So a lot of people said that they stopped watching. I know that I
Mm.
have.
I don't
It's
watch it.
it's not that I stopped watching. I'm sorry. I stopped in a lot of the groups. That's a lot of groups I exited.
I don't watch it as much, but we put that poll question out on TikTok to see did the ratings drop last weekend because of the holiday, or y'all just ain't watching it? And 57% said, yeah, it was because of the holiday that the ratings would be back up this week as more people are at home. So I can't wait to see the numbers to see if that is supported.
Holidays do have effect. I
Mhm.
don't know
Mhm.
if Friday, and it's quite possible people travel on Friday before, or
Yeah.
or preparing for the weekend. So, I could kind of get that. I just,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people were kind of turned off by it. It was crazy. I don't need them to be the focal point of this
Right.
show.
Do you follow any of the comments they said about Coleslaw when she went live after Martell was out golfing with Drew's ex-husband or husband? And did you hear about that already?
Mm-mm. What was it?
So Ralph and Martell were out golfing, and so Martell all but said he would choose his wife if he could stop reality TV and go home today to be with his wife and kids. That's what he would do. That's what he told
What?
Ralph. Yes. And I guess after that, excuse me, Coleslaw went live to clarify what he meant by that. And it didn't mean that he wanted to go back home to Melody. Yes. So she had to come live. She came live to try and clear it up because it seems like every time he's talking, he's never really talking about making her a real connection with him. Not that he would tell us, but what he's not telling us always sounds like he's telling us a whole lot about where he want to be, and it just doesn't sound like it's with her. Anyway, I think I still have that recording with him and Ralph. I'll have to send that to you. And then Ralph, I guess, is still trying to work things out with Drew. Marcel said Ralph tells Drew, "I love you" every time he hang up the phone from her. "I love you, bye. I love you, bye." And so he was saying, so just keep working on it. Just that's good. I'm glad you're doing that. I wish I could do the same. That's what he said. Mm. So Drew's men love her inside, apparently. Where'd you go?
I'm right here. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I was wondering were they still together. I kind of heard that they were because way after the school was, I mean, the show had ended, they were
Mm-hmm.
still together at Disney World. I'm in this Disney group. I'm obsessed with Disney World. I'm in this Disney group, and one of the girls posted a video of her on a boat. It's a boat
Mm-hmm.
ride that takes you from like the parking lot to Disney World. I mean, to
Mm-hmm.
Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom, to Magic Kingdom.
And they
So,
were on there?
and they were on the boat, and so
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
see Drew, but I definitely saw Ralph. But they had walked past her, and if you've ever been on that boat before, people are shoulder to shoulder. Some people
Mm-hmm.
sitting up, standing up, other people sitting down because they really do meet that boat to capacity. They or at least try to before they
Okay.
take the voyage. Yeah, but so they were together way past filming. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I remember something. They filmed something. Um, uh, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was. It was a holiday. It could have been the kid's first day of school or something. It was something, and you could see her with the child and him with the child, and people realized, girl, they at the same house. They've been playing us.
Is that a mess?
Yeah, so I don't know. I At times I kind of hope it's fake and that Ralph is gonna redeem himself.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Yeah,
I really
I
wouldn't
hope
be.
it's fake because like he would be nuts. He would be thinking we are insane to believe anything that comes out of it. I hope it is fake.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Well,
really
yeah. I'm glad she was brought back to the show too. But
yeah.
so when does Atlanta come back? I mean,
When
I
does
know they're filming
oh they're filming
Atlanta.
now.
Have we
And
heard
I
any
we
dates
didn't
for
do a
them?
chapstick. Huh?
Have we heard any dates for them?
No, but I know that they're still filming now. I don't know if you all, of those that watch Housewives of Atlanta, it's been all kind of stuff going on with Portia and Simon. Not
Simon's body
just
is changed.
them tweeting each other like chill, like Melanie and Martell. They've been in court. He sued Bravo, asking for anything that that his name is used. Um, he trying to prevent them from filming in the house, and it's kind of crazy because their prenup um, said that he had an X amount of days if any of them filed for divorce. He had an X amount of days to be out of the house where she could live for an X amount of period of time
Mhm.
before they
Mhm.
would sell the property and anything that they earn from it, they would split it. And
Right.
she only gets like an X amount a year in a prenup, and it's very similar to what he gave Fallon because they released Fallon and he's divorced their
Mhm.
prenup as well. So it was pretty similar. Anyway, they're claiming that Bravo is really upset because now he has drugged Bravo in this mess. They are now fighting. If in a way he could be scrubbed from the show. Like it's a lot, it messes up the show. And she has two contracts, one with Bravo and some kind of entertainment company. I don't know what that it's another entertainment company. I don't know what they were planning on doing with Portia,
Mhm.
but he's claiming that Portia is divorcing him for a storyline. Now that I don't believe that this was all of her plan.
Yeah.
And his
I
one
don't
of
believe that.
in his recent. Now I don't believe that because I don't think we would have at least wanted to get a year of Simon. That would have made the better story
Mhm.
than going
Mhm.
through a divorce because people would have wanted to have a year of her to just see her happy. That definitely would have been a better story.
Yeah.
At least a year, and then we could have formed an opinion. Or if she had an agenda to even get rid of him, I would have shown the whole world why I had to get rid of him.
Mhm.
That's what Melanie did on Huntsville, Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm totally convinced when she got back together with Martell to film this show, because we already know it's fact that they
Oh
were
God.
separated before they started filming. That Melanie got back together to expose him so she could walk away from him.
I would never believe that
I absolutely believe that.
because that's too much personal information to deliberately go on there and do that. I
I,
don't think
I
she would
think
have
that
done that.
what was the reason of her or Martell asking everybody that not mentioning the affair? And according to Carlos King himself, on the very first episode,
Mhm.
Melanie mentioned their divorce. The first day of filming is what he said.
Well, what were you saying about why would they show
I believe that they filmed
what
because they
what
filmed,
was
but
the reason?
it's fact that they got back together to film the
Mhm.
show.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think she thought that they were really going to try and work it out. I mean, she even got pregnant after a while. So I think when the show started, whether they decided to get back together or not, I think she thought they were going to go on there and really try and make it work. I think anything that came afterward, I don't think she planned that. I've never thought that, but I know that you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I know a lot of people might not believe it. I just,
Hmm.
I just, when Carlos King said that in that park, and that it was a special episode Carlos did at the end of, I can't remember if it was season 2 or 3, and it was like they were kind of telling us the history of Huntsville, and they had a whole bunch of different bloggers in this episode.
Hmm.
It wasn't the Melanie and them wasn't in there. It was like a special show, and in that show, he said the first he had. When Carlos called Melanie to tell her that they got the show, she said, "I have left Martell. I called him cheating and da 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 da." He said, "Well, why don't y'all talk?" He's telling us what he said, and he told her flat out, "I will handle this as delicately as possible," and she was gonna come out the victor. That he
Mm.
he's very clear about that. And okay, if you're gonna let this happen, you're gonna let this happen. And when he said that, I said I knew then this was planned. And Martell wanted to do it because in his little cocky mind, he thinking I'm finna get her back. In his
Well,
little
I'm gonna
cocky,
take
I'm
that
finna get
back.
her back. What he got her was pregnant. What he got her was pregnant.
Yeah.
And that, and as soon as she had that baby, before her stitches was dry, he was over there with coleslaw in the middle of a pandemic. Yeah, Martell is a mess.
He really is. I'm sorry.
He is a mess. I like him. He reminds me, unfortunately, of my baby brother. That's why I understand Martell speak.
It's just turned into a lot of sadness for me for Martell because he just seems to not really understand a lot that's happening.
Yeah.
He don't always want to see why people think he's wrong, including the judge for what he did, things like that. So I think his heart is so full of just wanting to get back at her. Sometimes it clouds his focus. But
Oh,
people say
absolutely.
Melody does the same thing. I don't agree with that.
His
And it's
stuff don't land. His stuff doesn't
right.
land. I
Yeah.
mean, like for real, he gets in his feelings. Things ain't going
Hmm.
his way. He's definitely an arrogant man. I would
Yeah.
never deny that. I've never denied that.
Hmm.
But I think that Martell, um, he's just emotionally charged. And I do
Hmm.
believe that Melanie picks at him and does things to him on purpose. Now, she may not do all things. Some things he knocks at her door because he ignorant, but she does take it. She kind of exploits situations, in my opinion. Um,
Now you know that ain't
and
true.
I mean, I think the thing with the text messages is an example of that. Like, I I I I, I just don't think that this so-called plot or plan was a real thing. And I think that it's easy to make up an excuse like that. Because that's not even a part of her. That
What?
wasn't even part of her. That wasn't a part of her complaint. This plot or
You think
plan,
what is a plot?
this
What
plot
part are
that
you saying you think
according
was a
to
plot?
according to Melanie, she was saying that I don't even want to bring this up. That's okay. Because I don't feel like arguing with you. I ain't in the mood.
Who's arguing? Who's arguing? But
I
no,
ain't in the
let me just
mood.
clarify. We don't even have to go into it. What are you saying that the text messages he sent? You think all that was a plot? Is that what you're saying?
No, 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 no. I know he did that. But I know
Okay.
he sent her and threatened her. That's what I
Hmm.
believe. That was the extent of it. And I do believe that Coleslaw was being ignorant, talking about she didn't seen something and all that.
Okay.
I just think that that was just her running off at the mouth. I don't necessarily believe that there was a plot to put an Instagram account and say that she was with some other dude and not him. Like I just absolutely don't believe it. It's stupid. Every time I
Okay.
repeat it, I feel stupider. So I just don't. But I think that that's a narrative that you want to put out there. I get that it fits. It
Mm,
fits.
okay. All right. Let's see. What is it? 8:06. Did we finish everything in Huntsville?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All
But
right.
yeah, they're gonna have to do better now.
They really are because
they
the hell, I don't know what the
they
heck is going
losing
on.
me. They really are
They're
losing me.
losing a lot of us. They can't keep it together.
I don't know what you rubbing that microphone on,
Oh
but
yeah, my.
oh, it keeps making a noise of a rubber microphone. So, but I think that's pretty much it, y'all. So I think we finna end this here. This was old episode 5. Come on, Carlos, let's do better.
Yeah, we got to reach out to Carlos and get in some
We gotta do better. You can't be on talking about housewives all day long and about who should be fired and who should stay and all that other one, and you ain't looking at your own front lawn.
okay.
Like this is like Huntsville is a great show. You're not giving us good TV and tell them to stay off the blogs. Maybe something will shock us every once in a while.
Well, that's a good preview. You gave us a good preview So he was so proud of himself with that preview. But you know, it's like you see the previews of those outstanding movies you think done well.
I can barely hear you. Okay. Okay, I can barely hear you. So I'm finna head on out, y'all. All right, y'all. Peace out. Bye.